This is Loki of Literati. This is called Final Score. I long to track light fear, but something's in the trenches, heavier than the stenches of sticky blood smeared. The mere mention and all I hear is a ringing in my ears. Some dear mon cher, it's clear, meets her ancestral procession, and after a vessel projection in my sight, I fight, but despite the best of my protection, she's uncreation's reflection. I fucking hate it when murder blesses its interjections into poetic discussion instead of simply crushing opponents' skulls in, slay to win until lesser predators stay in, only sitting within, growing weaker, and then meeting the reaper spent, early like Confederate tin, bent to curlies like smoke streams at their rim. Killing keeps you thin. Adverse to my whims, a mystery worse than my pen is right near with sight unclear. Illumination self-blinding like the over-information in Plato's Great Escape mind scene. Minus Steve McQueen. Stop replacing the text. You're riffing time and space frets like the late space cadet from the Grateful Dead. Skip the talented tip of the wit text. Get to what's next. Fuck allegorical humiliation. All the more for introspective invasion. Even the score or change the station. Ooh, fear tracking's back on. Vision's still gone. Enemy unknown blown that one. Listening for thickening voices of terror, sickening choices, riveting inches from error. Whosoever hunts monsters, too close to compare. No room to share what isn't there. Not tonight, mon cher. You're my only vice that's ever been, right? The one price I can't spare. I'd sooner post you on the dark side of the moon, guided by Victor Doom, safe before you're there. Too close to home, this unknown scare. Still deaf with the ringing, but the tingling in my ears tells me I'm near. While reliance in the science of any sense keeps making it disappear. Fuck that for flack. If fear source prime has a mind off the track, like Calvin Ball on crack, we can play like that. Watterson wasn't the only whack who talked smack in sonnets to expel demons of reason, screaming mental vomit. I'm on it strong, twice as wrong off the track, trimming a vellum map till it talks back like the bleat from the spirit of the sheep, exposed complete, even the undead fall into my beat. My crusading pages are black and white and red all over, like a burlap sack of pandas, biting your head off the shoulders, leaving your legacy bare. My songs attack to dare like an insomniac's nightmare. Wherever wrong is at, like a mom on crack, I'm right there. Stop replacing the text. You're ripping time and space frets like the late space cadet from the Grateful Dead. Skip the talented tip of the wit text. Get to what's next. A maze of interconnected perspective playthings, splintering at the nexus from rage. Infectious plague traded for predictive prayers. Slay your babes across the page till it burns blank like how Tiananmen Square turned after Sherman tanks. But malice in memory banks returns like Alice to Wonderland, checking in on a promise. Onus abated after fictional creation's reclamation. The heckling of subconscious created. Fates of imagination spurns for perspective station like Schrodinger's nullifying science's defiance at the nth generation. So what the hell's coming back for me? Touch, taste, and smell, picking up slack by exponential degrees. Such a waste of potential on three, in case you didn't catch iconoclastic threats for free. A classic reshaping for escapism, erasing rakish coquettes, faceless vets, hopeful corrected convicts, appetites whetted of royalty's ravenous pets, erasing names and faces they digest. Stop replacing the text. You're ripping time and space frets like the late space cadet from the Grateful Dead. Skip the talented tip of the wit text. Get to what's next. A step I touch. Moncher's breath escapes. I taste like her body rush. Heat wave push. Taking too much. Blood rush. Fear swells. This I smell. Slack for three. So what the hell is coming back for me? Shit, they can tell I wasn't bragging in the breeze about threes hanging from trees earlier in this nursery. Content that dragon went blurs. It's hardly the worst of me. Content past my own consent, like pumping chronic through the air vents of a convent. Same common sense consequence. Repression comes alive. Obsession runs past discussion to strive. Lessons from demons of less coherent creators drive. Less cohesive pride to undress before rising tide. Naked nuns, no longer fighting what's inside. So I'm exposed in mental nudity. My prose and spiritual fluidity flows with eventual agility, past preventative captivity. It knows all of we, but grows in some of us. Shows when turning to rust. The streaming water chatters, vibrating all it scatters. Remaking walls shattered. Lost creation swallowed in dark matter. Escaping like the Mad Hatter. Empty space won't keep a gaze to my face, or find my soul to swallow whole. Set me before the gallows pole, and watch me create. I'll fill my sandy space, like land was my palette in a palace of grace. Dark matter won't find me to shatter, riding ahead of my mind's own splatter. My mind takes a ride, I wake and rise, unsurprised it has survived till sunrise. Just luck for Loki of Literati. Holy fuck, I'm floating. Where's my body?